All right, prompt number 3 is about your greatest skill or talent. And again, the number one warning, you're going to hear me say this probably 10 times throughout tonight's live stream. And if you come to my other live streams about college essays, I'm going to say it again and again. I'm thinking about getting it tattooed like onto my arm or something so I can just hold it up like this whenever I'm doing a live stream. But that is, stay away from restating your resume in your college essay. And this is an essay where, even more so than the leadership one, I see folks fall into the trap all the time, where they just give a laundry list of, I did this research and this research and this research. And that makes for an incredibly boring college essay. With that as kind of the precursor, let's talk about how you can write a really awesome essay in response to this prompt. One of the things that I don't see enough students doing is talking about intangible skills, right? When people think of talent, they think of something like math or debate or journalism or writing or even something like juggling, some sort of like physical, tangible skill, right? Or mental skill. But intangible skills, resolving conflicts, persevering in the face of deep challenges, those kinds of intangible skills can often make for a really powerful essay because they're not that expected response, right? The expected response is like, I'm great at science, or I'm great at research, or I'm great at coding, or I'm great at breaking down a problem analytically, maybe. But those intangible skills and those like interpersonal skills make for a subversion of expectations, like I said, and B, they allow you to write a much more deeply personal essay. Now, you can also look at this essay prompt as a great way to highlight your spike and talk about why you're passionate or about the field or domain. But it's very important to explore the why, like why you have built that talent or that spike and why you're passionate about it. The more interesting part of this essay is not that you have a spike, it is the, like, why is that spike, why is the thing that spike is about, why is that appealing to you and why do you enjoy it? Now, in terms of the structure of this essay, I tend to personally like writing about one anecdote while weaving in the longer run considerations and elements of how you built up that talent over time. Most people tend to write about multiple shorter anecdotes or small short stories, and I find that is a structure that doesn't give you enough room, right? The 2 to 3 anecdotes works really well when you've got like a 500-word essay or a 600-word, 50-word essay like the Common App. It doesn't work as well in the 350 words, right? As a general rule of thumb, if you're writing a 350-word essay and you're trying to squeeze in too many things, and what I find happens is that people often spend more time establishing almost like the plot or like what happened, and so you don't have as much time left over or as many words left over for personal reflection. Now, another thing I will say that helps an essay in response to this prompt stand out is like writing about a smaller, unconventional way that you use that skill. Let's say that research, for example, was the talent that you wrote about, right? Most people would write about like, I do science research or I do medical research. I'm really passionate about that. And that's great. But let's say that you use your skills in research to figure out how to help a family member navigate the immigration system, right? Finding an unconventional way to highlight that skill, especially if on your resume you've got these like research accomplishments, that's, again, it's all about subversion of expectations to some extent. And the ways, like writing something that's a little bit different is going to be a great way to jump into this. And then the last thing I will say about this prompt is sometimes I do see overlaps and successful kind of transfer of essays. If you're one of those folks who's trying to transfer your Common App essay over with prompt number 1, which is about a background or identity. Now, it's not an exact match in terms of the prompt, so there's a little bit of overlap. But yeah, that's prompt number 3.